BalconyTV.
Welcome guys to this week's Balcony TV Exeter with visitexeter.com. Very chuffed this morning to welcome Daria Kulesh. How are you?
I'm very good, thanks. Excited to be here. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, and you've got Johnny Dyer on guitar with you. Good. What are you going to play for us?
We're going to play you a song about an ex-KGB officer who turns vigilante. Wow. The sort of song you hear every day, isn't it?
It's a good subject. Go for it.
It's called the Panther.
Okay.
Into a room of men, proudly you enter. Your hair a shiny black mane, lithe like a panther. Dozens of hungry eyes see you as prey. Orders came from above, you must obey. Bide, lady, bide, no place you can hide. You swore an oath to serve, so swallow your pride. The orders are loud and clear, your own people are prey. Your heart, your home, your Highlands, you must betray. A perfect weapon you are, deadly and fast. A beautiful thing to watch with lust. Ordered to hunt and kill, you are a soldier. But you have your own free will and your conscience won't haunt you. You will desert the ranks of killers and knaves. An Amazon doesn't serve in an army of slaves. Bide, lady, bide, no place they can hide. You have unleashed the fire raging inside. You are the panther now, the hunter's your prey. Your heart, your home, your Highlands, you couldn't betray. A perfect weapon you are, deadly and fast. Vengeance is what you lust at last. For many years you evaded capture. For many years you were on the run. Your hair has gone silver now, they could never get you. You were a loyal wife to your sniper's gun. A perfect weapon you were, deadly and fast. But now you are free to rest at last.
Lovely stuff. Wow. Very emotive, yeah, really nice. And you've kind of got some first-hand experience, because obviously with your Russian roots. Tell us about that. How does that kind of affect your songwriting, lyrically and genre-wise?
Yeah, so in this song there's a reference to the order by Joseph Stalin to deport the entire population of Ingushetia in Chechnya, and the character of the song, her name was Lysat Baysarova. She was born to Akhrieva, so she was Ingush married to a Chechen man, and so she defied the orders of being part of this effectively genocide, there's no other word to describe it, when in 1944 the entire population, and there were mostly women and children and the elderly, because the men were fighting in the Russian army against Hitler, yet those left at home, and including those in the army, because they were withdrawn from the army too, they were all portrayed as traitors and enemies of the people in league with Hitler. Don't try to find any logic in this atrocity. There's none at all. So
is there logic in any atrocity?
No. So My album Long Lost Home is mostly based on my grandmother's stories. My grandmother was only 11 when she was deported,
wow,
along with her family, and shoved in trucks and then in railway cars, empty shells with no heating or sanitation. They were transported for over a month into the wastes of northern Kazakhstan in the middle of winter, where they had to, during the journey and then after, they had to fight for survival. So the Panther is a side of the story which shows defiance, which shows somebody who chose the path of becoming a vigilante, of taking their vengeance against this horrendous crime that was committed, and that is a true story. So like said by Sarah, I mean, unlike a lot of the characters in the songs on Long Lost Home, she is not a relation of my grandmother's, but when I came across her story, I was just captured because there's so much in it. For example, I read this very disturbing memoir of one of her superiors, who describes that meeting just before the deportation took place in 1944. So he was so casual about the whole thing. They were discussing how to implement genocide, and you would imagine him coming home to his wife that evening and his wife going like, honey, I've got you some nice dinner, how did your day at work go? And he would be like, oh well, we had the usual, we had this very successful genocide meeting. But what really got his attention is when Lysat walked into the room. He saw her for the first time and he was just blown away by her presence and her beauty. And so there's that passage in his memoir where he objectifies her, where he just, drips with lust. And then he's shocked at how she came to defy orders and start killing the likes of him.
Powerful stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Well, I think.
And is this a theme that sort of runs through the album then?
Well, a lot of the songs on the album, most of them in fact, are life stories of extraordinary people who have lived through these events. And
because genre-wise, it's quite eclectic, isn't it? Listening through, there's quite a lot. It's not that sort of theme running through it necessarily, instrumentation-wise. Because you've got some quite fantastic instruments. There's something that look like a hurdy-gurdy. I don't know whether it is. What's it called?
Yeah.
Nyckelharpa. Okay.
That's
Sweden.
Wow. Okay.
That's Johnny's wife, Vicky, that plays that
beautiful looking thing.
Yeah. And also Timur Zeitov, People's Artist of Ingushetia, appears on the album and brings that real authenticity to the sound by playing some really rare national English instruments.
And you also play a shruti box as well, which is another kind of global theme thing going on there. So it's all over the place, isn't it?
Yeah, there's also hammered dulcimer and slide guitar. Lots of instruments on the album.
And the bagpipes?
I think.
No way. Bagpipes as well?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Just for a moment.
Just a black.
Again, played by Vicky.
Great.
So yes, Long Lost Home is the new album. It's now out, and I would like to describe it as quite cinematic, because I guess I would probably imagine that a lot of these stories could be made into films, and every song is arranged in a way to give it the full depth of storytelling and atmosphere.
Yeah, worth checking out. Absolutely, really emotive. I can't think of another sort of word that encapsulates it that well, really. Awesome. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thank you.
Really lovely. You're on tour right now, so can people catch you from, what's your website? Where's the best place to go for the information?
It's www.daria-kulesh.co.uk.
Great. All the information's there. Try and catch them on tour. Thanks, guys. Thanks again. Thanks for watching, and thanks to our venue, Samuel Jones. We'll see you next week for some more great music. Cheers.
BalconyTV.